Okay, so get this. We're going to dive into something pretty big today. ChatGPT is launching its own search engine.
Really going head-to-head with Google.
Exactly. It's like a full-on challenge.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Like, we've got these two totally different approaches to search, you
Yeah.
know? Google with its, like, super established algorithms.
Right.
And then ChatGPT coming in with this whole conversational AI thing.
And it's making a splash, too.
Yeah.
We've got all these French tech blogs,
Yeah.
like, going crazy about it.
Yeah.
And even OpenAI, they've put out their own statements, you know? They're calling it ChatGPT Search officially.
Oh, wow.
And get this. It's already live.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for like the Plus and Team users, but there's like free access is coming soon.
I mean, that's huge. That basically puts ChatGPT in direct competition with Google, doesn't it? Not just like, you know, a little side tool anymore.
It's a total shift.
Like, it's aiming to change how we search for things online completely.
It's a real David and Goliath situation, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
Google's been the king for so long. But ChatGPT is coming in with this totally different approach, and people are paying attention.
You have to give them credit for that. It's a bold move.
It is.
But Google's not just going to sit back and watch, are they?
Right. They've already started integrating AI features into their search, like those AI overviews we've seen. But ChatGPT, their strength is that conversational style, really trying to understand what you mean when you search for something.
Right, like your intent, not just the keywords.
Exactly. So instead of just typing in some words and getting a big list of links,
Right.
you can actually like have a conversation with ChatGPT.
Oh, that's interesting.
Ask questions, get more specific results.
So it's more personalized then.
Way more.
That's a good point.
It's like curated search, almost like having a research assistant, you know?
Instead of just being thrown into this sea of links.
Exactly. So how does it actually work? Is it still using the same AI model?
It is, yeah. But there's one big difference. Now, when you type something in, there's this little globe icon, and that activates the search function.
Yeah.
It pulls in real-time info from the web, you know, to add to what ChatGPT already knows.
To make sure it's good information, they've actually partnered up with some pretty big names in media, like the Associated Press, the Financial Times,
Wow.
even Le Monde here in France.
Oh, that's smart. That's really smart, actually. It addresses the whole, you know, reliability question with AI content.
Yeah,
'Cause
sure.
if they're working with established sources, it builds trust, right?
Huge for credibility.
Yeah,
So it's not just about speed or convenience, it's about getting accurate, trustworthy info.
definitely. But I mean, can it really compete with Google? Like, Google has so much data, such a huge index of websites.
Right.
And that algorithm,
It's a beast.
it is, it's a beast. That's the million-dollar question, right? Can ChatGPT really go up against that?
Yeah.
I mean, they're betting on their ability to, like we were saying, understand what the user actually wants in a way that Google maybe hasn't quite figured out yet.
Okay, so let's say I'm searching for something specific, like the best travel deals to Paris. How would ChatGPT Search handle that differently than, you know, just going to Google?
Oh, that's a good example. So Google might just give you a list of travel websites or those flight aggregators.
Right.
But ChatGPT could actually, like, dig deeper. You know, it might ask you when you want to go, what your budget is, what you like to do,
Okay.
like museums or food.
It's tailoring it to you.
Exactly. And then
Right.
it gives you results based on all of that.
That's amazing. It's like a built-in travel agent.
Right.
That's pretty cool. But, I mean, it makes you think about how this could change how we use the internet, you know?
Oh, for sure. Like, if ChatGPT Search really takes off,
Yeah.
it could change everything from how we get our news,
To shopping.
yeah, to shopping, even the power dynamics in the whole tech industry, you know?
Absolutely. And speaking of power dynamics, there's this whole paid versus free access thing going on with ChatGPT Search. Right now, it's only for paying subscribers, but they are saying free users will get it eventually.
That's interesting. I wonder if that will, like, make more people want to pay for ChatGPT Plus,
Right.
or if the free version will be good enough to pull people away from Google.
It's a gamble.
Totally.
It's a bold move by OpenAI, for sure. They're not just trying to find a little corner of the market for themselves. They're going right for Google.
They are.
It's a direct challenge, and it's something we haven't really seen before.
The stakes are high, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, the outcome of this could change the internet as we know it.
And how we get information online.
Exactly.
It's huge.
It's crazy to think that it's not just search, though. You know, OpenAI is already talking about bringing ChatGPT Search into other areas like shopping,
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
travel, things like that.
So instead of, like, scrolling forever on those product pages or travel sites,
Yeah.
you could just, like, tell ChatGPT what you want.
Right, and it would find the best options for you.
It's like cutting out all the noise.
Yeah, exactly. It's about making the whole online experience smoother, more like intuitive.
And personalized.
Exactly.
It sounds amazing. But with all this talk about personalization and convenience, we got to think about the downsides too. What about privacy? What's ChatGPT doing with all the data it's collecting from our searches?
Yeah, that's a big question. They do mention sharing something called disassociated queries with providers like Bing,
Okay.
which basically means they're stripping out anything that could identify you personally before they share the data.
So it's anonymized.
Yeah, but it's still kind of like murky, like the details of how they're collecting and using our data.
Right, it's not totally clear.
Yeah, and that's something we got to be aware of as users. Just because something's convenient doesn't mean we should blindly trust it with our information.
Exactly. We need to know what's happening.
We need transparency from these companies, like OpenAI.
Accountability, too.
Absolutely.
And what about the impact on, regular media? Newspapers, websites?
Oh, that's a good point.
If everyone's getting their news from ChatGPT, will people even bother going to those sites anymore?
Right. That's a valid concern. There are some studies out there that say those AI-generated previews on search results, the ones,
Yeah.
they could actually lead to fewer people visiting websites.
Wow.
Which could be a huge problem for news organizations, especially smaller ones that depend on ad revenue.
So this whole shift to AI-powered search could have a domino effect.
Exactly. It could really shake things up throughout the whole media landscape.
That's a lot to think about.
It is. It's a complicated issue. There's no easy answer.
But it's something we need to be talking about.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
As we're moving into this new era of how we find information.
So big question, is ChatGPT search the Google killer? Too early to say for sure.
It's probably too early to say, yeah. But it's definitely a big challenge to Google. There's no doubt about that.
Right.
And it raises so many questions about the future of search and how AI is going to, be a part of our lives.
I mean, it's not just about which company wins or loses.
Right.
It's about how this technology changes how we interact with information, with the world around us.
Exactly.
And I think it's also a reminder that we, as users, we have a part to play in all of this.
Oh, absolutely.
You need to stay informed, be critical, ask questions.
Demand transparency.
Exactly. Make sure we're making good choices about how we use these tools.
Yeah, because the future of search, it's not set in stone,
Right.
It's something we're all creating together.
Through our choices.
Through our actions every day.
So let's bring it back to our listener for a second.
Yeah.
You're someone who's already plugged into the tech world. You're probably following all this ChatGPT stuff closely. What do you think is the most important part of all of this? Is it this challenge to Google, the impact on media, the privacy concerns?
Or maybe something else entirely. What are your thoughts on how search is changing and how AI is shaping how we get information?
I mean, it's wild how fast things are changing.
Yeah.
Like just a few years ago, AI going up against Google. That would have sounded crazy.
Total science fiction.
Right. But here we are.
And it just shows you how much AI is growing. It's unbelievable, the speed of innovation.
It really makes you think, what's next?
Yeah.
I mean, if ChatGPT can shake things up with Google search,
Right.
what other industries are next?
That is the question, isn't it? We're already seeing AI in healthcare, finance.
Transportation.
It's everywhere.
It's kind of exciting,
Oh, yeah.
but also a little bit like, whoa, what's going to happen?
A little intimidating.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the important thing is to be cautiously optimistic, Be aware of the risks, but don't be afraid of the possibilities, the opportunities.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I think the big takeaway here is that how we search for information, how we even think about information, it's all changing.
It's a fundamental shift.
It is. And ChatGPT search is leading the charge.
It really is. It's a bold move from OpenAI, that's for sure.
And it'll be interesting to see where it goes, Will it actually knock Google off the top spot? Or will we see these technologies kind of merge together?
Who knows? It's going to be fun to watch.
I think so too. And, for our listeners, it's we're all witnessing this tech revolution firsthand.
Front row seats.
It's a pretty amazing time to be following all this and seeing how it shapes the future.
I agree.
So let's leave everyone with one last thing to think about. What if ChatGPT search really does become the main way we search online? What happens then? Do we get this super personalized, curated experience? Or do we end up with filter bubbles and algorithms controlling everything? It's something to consider, right?
Mhm.
As we're going into this new world of AI-powered search.
Definitely. It's something we all need to be talking about. And, keep exploring these questions, share your thoughts. Let's keep the conversation going.
Exactly. And until next time, happy searching, everyone.